Welcome aboard. This is the Coach's Corner. My name is Marcus Salette, and I got issues. That's how I'm going to start my stuff off in 2013. You know what I'm saying? People think because you the coach that you exempt. You know what I'm saying? But on the contrary, you know what I'm saying? I got my stuff too, you know? And it's almost like 666 Park Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Where got some stuff that can't even be accessed unless you got the formula. Unless you got the key. I'm serious. I mean, we all struggle with stuff, man. What you tripping over? You know what I'm saying? But today we're going to talk about actions plus decisions equal consequences or rewards, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. This is the Coach's Corner, man. You ain't lost. You right on it. SIBN Radio, baby. We got a paradox going on in our lives, man. It's wild, man. It's like an amusement park, man. I'm serious. You know, the people, and let me just say this up front. Sometimes, you know, you wonder why, you know, certain things are not working out with certain people, man. And then, you know, when you separate or when you disengage from that so-called fellowship, friendship, acquaintance, you know, you think that, well, they'll be better off without me, man. But let me tell you, man, everybody has problems, man. I don't care how they mask them. I don't care how they front. I don't care how cold, how cool they come across, man. So don't feel bad about your problems on today, man, because everybody has issues. And I keep saying that because that's the equalizer in this whole situation. You know, the first equalizer in resolution is understanding that this is a worldwide humankind issue. But what we got to do then is come down from a conglomerate view, from a corporate view, to an individualized view. And I do this to save, this saves my life. You know, for those of you that know my story, I should be dead. I should be dead. I should be, as they say in the Baptist church, I should be dead and in my grave. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord stayed the death's hand, and I should be in prison. You know what I'm saying? Considering the odds that were against me. But I tried to realize, as people who coached me along, and that's one of the reasons why I do life coaching. I don't do life coaching because it's a fad. I was coaching long before it was a fad. I was an entrepreneur long before it was a fad in my family, particularly, and on and on and on. So I just want you to know that, listen, take a step back, understand corporately, in a more worldwide, global, humankind way, man, everybody suffers and has problems. Now, you know, when you come a little closer, put the magnifying glass on yourself, including myself, we realize that, listen, I got issues. You need to admit, I got issues. I got issues that I admit. I got issues I won't admit. And I got issues that I haven't even known that will come up later as my life progresses and transitions and moves from one day to another day, from left to right, from up to down. You see what I'm saying? From success to failure, failure to success, from accomplishments to, you know, lack of accomplishments, from resources to lack of resources. I don't know how I will respond all the time. I try to be positive. I try to keep it on the up and up. I try to keep it legit, legal, on and on and on. I try to handle it with one drink if I'm going to drink, no drink if I'm religious about drinking. I try to go to church once a week, at least once a month, definitely once a year. I mean, you can fill in the blanks, but the bottom line to it is when you bring the microscope down to the action of one, when you bring it down to the action of one, then the question is clear. What am I doing hitherto to enjoy either consequence or reward? What am I doing hitherto? What am I doing hitherto to enjoy, engineer, behave yourself, to enjoy consequence or reward? Every action and decision equals consequence or reward. And this is hard because it applies to everybody. Even me. I got issues. I got some things that I'm working on. I got some things that I don't even feel like working on. I caught you right there. You thought I was just, he's just up and he's just, that's the coach. No. That's the problem. We got folks sitting in high places acting like they're high and mighty, you know what I'm saying, that don't want to recognize that we all make mistakes, and some of us make the same mistakes over and over, and some of us are sorry for our mistakes, and some of us ain't sorry worth a damn about our mistakes, and some of us intending on make the same mistakes as soon as we get off this radio show. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, for real. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing with ourselves. We're not coming into puberty of life here with our emotions and our psychosocial and our financial status and our, you know what I'm saying? We're not in puberty here. We past that now. So we can stop playing with ourselves. Stop discovering. This is not about discovery here. This is about honesty. This is about integrity. This is about owning up, being responsible, and saying, okay, I need some. And then you know what? And then you got to be able to say, hey, my actions and my decisions created this or that. And listen, I need some help. And that's one of the reasons why I became a Christian. I didn't become a Christian to escape hell. I didn't become a Christian to become some religious guy. I became a Christian because I was on a path of destruction at an early age. And I needed some help before somebody's head was going to get knocked off, before I end up going to prison at 10 years old. I gave my life to Christ at 12 in 1976, October to be exact. But that's just the point. I realized at my young age, I needed some help. And I can't vouch for the fact that out of 40 plus years that the church has been exempt from always stopping the flow of relative help. But that's not my topic today. Today's topic is our actions and decisions produce consequences or rewards. That's all of us. That's a blanket statement for all of us. Fall from grace and honor to the highest. It doesn't matter. President of the United States and the homeless, it doesn't matter. The same. What happens is consequences and actions have momentum, and I've talked about that before. When you start building momentum, it harnesses its own power. And you therefore now are caught in the thicket of a power that was created from you, but moreover created from a plethora of actions and decisions, of which now are become memory plates, if you will, in your printing, in the printing. I'm just in my mind. I'm saying in the printing room of your subconscious mind. Yeah, I like that right there. Yeah. Your actions and decisions were so repetitive and so continuous and so plentiful that they became the templates, the printing plates. Now they began to stamp an impression upon the subconscious as memorial thoughts and memorial principles. And I remember them, and I remember when, and then it extends beyond what you intend to do now, because you intend to lose weight, but the memory plates of your past and the memory plates of your subconscious, they're working involuntarily. And so you have an involuntary you working against the conscious you, because the actions and the decisions put together produce either consequences or rewards for such a long time that now you're dealing with a monster that was scientifically created in the room, in the back, in the booth, in the dark, in the subconscious. And so we have to, and here's why I bring this whole subject up today. I could go on about this formula here: actions plus decisions equal consequence or reward. But that's not why. To be honest with you, the real reason why I brought this up today is to say this: those who suffer no real consequences can never enjoy any real rewards. I felt that right there. Let me say that again. Those that suffer. I wanted to ask you a question, but I want to get your feedback on a question. Do you think that our youth and young adult population today suffer any consequences for the things that they decide and do, for the actions and decisions? Or do you think that the culture today enjoys more rewards for their actions and decisions, even though there should be consequences in place of those rewards? I want you to go to the Coach's Corner on SIBN Radio, and I got all kind of pages on. So if you type in Select USA TV or SIBN Television right there on Facebook, you're gonna see my stuff. I got all kind of stuff. It's a network. That's what it is. You know, we got several shows and several fan pages and stuff. But now you go to one of the fan pages and hook me up, email me, whatever the case, global coverage at selectusatv.info, and tell me what you think. Or leave it right here on Spreaker or on Blog Talk Radio and tell me what you think. Leave it right here on VoiceCast, right here on Ustream, right here on YouTube, wherever. You know, I'm on the web. We're on the web. I need to hear from you. Whether you think that the actions of our culture today, the decisions of our culture, are rewarded more or have suffered through fair consequences. Now, let me say this as a pre-qualifier for why I'm on the microphone. I come from a generation of the opposite extreme. I felt that right there. Those of you that were born in the time that I was born in understand that if you said something that was out of the way, you got smacked up in the mouth. If you stepped to the right, somebody pushed you to the left. Or if you stepped to the left, somebody pushed you back right. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I come from a generation where it was the opposite extreme. And I don't know if we're gonna find a middle ground here, but all I'm saying is this. If you don't never suffer any real consequences for your actions and your decisions, then you'll never know what it's like to have real rewards as well from your actions and decisions. You'll never be able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps because it was always somebody else pulling you up. Your actions and decisions must have fair play in your life. David said in the Bible in Psalm 51, he says, when I have realized my transgressions, then I can teach somebody else. But the problem in today's culture, unlike my culture now, I'll talk about that in a second if you want me to, because we kind of overpunish. We overpunish. We had, you know, you remember the Central Park 5? The Central Park 5 is a very great example of how I grew up. It's still a little bit, you know, still a little bit after my time, because I grew up in the 60s. But what I'm saying to you is this. The Central Park 5 is an extreme. No questions. They're guilty. Lock them up. Throw away the key. It's extreme. There was overload of consequences. Corporal punishment in the schools. Overload. There was an overload. I said there was an overload of consequences getting paddled by the teacher and the principal. I said it was an overload. I didn't say I didn't believe in corporal punishment. Don't even try to take me there. Because some of y'all listen to me, you don't believe in whipping your kids, and that's why they are what they are. Because when they were younger, you never did put them in check, and so now you got, you know, you got a monster. You got an early monster. Frankenstein, early. Okay? But the point of the matter is this. You got to have both. You got to have balance, bruh, sis. You got to have balance. And how many of us parents out there are so frustrated because we don't know whether or not to bring down a consequence or a reward? And to me, if you don't bring down if a consequence doesn't come down for something negative that a child, a young adult does or an adult does, then consequently that's a reward. Mistakenly, that's a reward. If you don't correct the wrong, then the wrong becomes celebrated. It's a reward. And my time is up, man. I need to hear from y'all, man. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? I'm upset. I'm hot about this topic today because, man, we got a lot of people running around here and they're going through the same extremes that we went through in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, where we were over-punished, over consequences, guilty before innocent. You know what I'm saying? You know, it had, and listen, race had a lot to do with it, but we ain't talking about race here. We talking about each individual home, each individual church on each individual church corner, each individual community, each individual school, each individual school board, each individual district, region. Man, this is gone wild. Folks can do whatever the hell